Shares of On Semiconductor have been on fire this week. The stock was up over 6% today alone, and that brought the week's gains to over 20%. This powerful move was fueled by comments from the company's CEO suggesting that the worst days are behind them. Quote unquote, "We feel good about the second half of the fiscal year," the CEO said, and he also suggested that there could be a recovery from here. So if there is a recovery in the operations at On Semiconductor, could there be a profit opportunity in the shares of On Semiconductor too? These are the questions we'll address in today's Equity Empire Chart Analysis session. My name is John McHugh. I'm a former Wall Street analyst, hedge fund manager, and independent trader for the better part of 20 years. Today, we're going to be taking a look at two things. What is the direction of the trend? And are there clues as to where the big money's stacked up trying to buy or trying to sell? So step one, let's assess the trend. The way we'll do that is we'll look for the two most recent highs and the two most recent lows. So from high to low, low to high, high to low. We'll notice it as they're moving from left to right, the highs are moving higher. And also as they're moving from left to right, the lows are also moving higher, and that's the definition of an uptrend. So in the last couple days, On Semiconductor broke out to an uptrend. So what we'll do in an uptrend is we'll simply look for support levels for either quick bounce trades or lower entry prices for longer term positions. So for a quick bounce trade, I'm going to change the time frame of the candle formation to 15 minutes and look for a few support levels to consider. So there is a support level right here in the 49.33 to 48.43 price range. There's another support level in the 47.36 to 45.74 price range. Got this little support level right here in the 44.47 to 43.95 price range. And then you got this longer term support level way down here in the 41.44 to 40.73 price range. So we've got four potential support levels to consider for either bounce trades or lower entry prices for long-term positions. Okay, now let's go take a look for clues as to where there might be some potential resistance. And there does look like there is some resistance right up here in the 53.53 to 54.44 price range. Okay, so now that we've got a few support levels to consider for entry, we've got a resistance level to consider for a target. Let's go see if we can construct a trade here. So if you wanted to be aggressive, you go for a quick bounce trade right off the 49 price range. Protective stop just below 48.43. Now, oftentimes after the start of an uptrend, you will see a pullback to the breakout point where the uptrend had just started. So once we broke above this resistance level, oftentimes you'll get a pullback to somewhere around that breakout point. So instead of going for the real quick bounce trade here, it's a pretty aggressive trade. I'm going to set up a trade that's right at the breakout point here. Okay, so the way I would look to construct this trade would be to place a buy limit order right here, the 47.36 price range. Protective stop just below 45.74. Target just in front of the resistance level. And that's a 3.4 to 1 reward to risk ratio in that trade there. Okay, so that is one of the middle support levels. If you wanted to be more conservative and wait for a pullback to one of these lower support levels, you could do that. The risk is you'll have a higher reward to risk ratio in both of those levels, but you also have a higher probability of not getting filled because we might bounce off of one of these two support levels. So I'm going to take one of the Goldilocks zones. It's not too hot, not too cold, not too aggressive, not too conservative, and structure that trade. And ideally, that trade would play out like this. Ideally, On Semiconductor will come down, retrace back to this support level, bounce off that support level before working its way higher and going to test that longer term resistance level. Okay, once again, that's a little over a 3 to 1 reward to risk, and that's the way pros set up their trades. Take a little bit of risk for reward potential that's substantially greater than the amount of risk you got. So let's wrap up today's session, folks. Hope you enjoyed the session. I'll be back each day this week for more chart analysis. In the meantime, wishing you the best of luck in your trading and investing, and we'll see you soon.